Jeff, I do want to hear from you. You know, there's a little bit of traction with the statement that you made on this week's episode of My World. You talked a little bit about MJF, and you said that your career has suffered because you shared some screen time with MJF. And I think people are upset and they have differing opinions. Do you want to clarify or add some more context or set the record straight? Or did you nail it the first time? And hey, we'll repeat it for those in the back.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, like I was very clear in what I said, and it has candidly caught me by surprise, Conrad, in a lot of ways on how many feathers, if you will, have been ruffled. Because it's like what is anybody missing here? No matter who read that statement or heard it or didn't hear it. And Conrad, I can tell you, this morning at breakfast. Today I did an off-site production deal. Production guys asked me. I got to the arena. I'm going to leave names out of this because I don't want to drag this into the tailwind. But I can't tell you how many people came up and either wanted me to elaborate or wanted to agree or wanted me to clarify. But it became a kind of a crazy topic of discussion. And I said, I don't know what, and I pretty much had the same response to everyone. Like, what I don't understand is what aren't you guys missing? It's very, very, very clear what I said. And you know, Conrad, at the end of My World this last week, you literally, you know, I think you showed the collision backstage segment, and Lexi was very clear on, hey man, what's been going on with you guys? Because we haven't been seen since Huntsville, Alabama, which was January 29th, whatever it may be. So essentially all of February, all of March, and now well into April. And since that scene, the last time I was seen in a AEW ring was, look, you know, me and Claudio were rocking and rolling, but I'll admit it, when I take a fall, I take a fall. I can't overcome Wheeler Yuta and John Moxley. I can't overcome three guys. And that was pretty clear that, all right, it wasn't my night, to say the least. But to kind of add insult to injury, MJF has to come down and, you know, drop me with his diamond ring. And look, I get it. But from that point forward, I hadn't been seen. And it is not for lack of effort. And Sanjay likes to say he can pull the strings. He obviously hasn't. Jay said it very clear. Sanjay, what the hell's going on with you? But if anybody wants to dispute and literally question what I said two things. One, I'm the veteran. I'll take full responsibility for the situation. But nobody can dispute. Since I had, and I cleared it, I didn't work with MJF. I had interactions. Since the interactions with MJF,
well, listen, since we got everybody stirred up, do you think we should play the clip? We've got it ready.
Well,
yeah.
I guess I don't really understand. So everyone's stirred up. What is everyone stirred up?
Play the clip.
Well, let's explain it, Karen. Here we go. We'll roll that footage right now.
Okay.
Another point I got to say is, Connie, look, it's no kind of secret that I've had a level of frustration. And I don't want to get into the deep side of this, but there was a lot of reality in that, lots of shreds of reality. I didn't get too far into it, but Conrad, I mean, just look at how the year started. And I know that, you know, what was said on TV was one thing, and there were some things behind the scenes. And I tried to clear it up, or begin to clear it up in that promo right there. I said I wanted AEW Gold. I didn't name any specific title, any belt. I kind of referenced it with a broad stroke that I've been listening to the wrong people. Sanjay is a person. So I'll go ahead and say it. It's probably more than a few folks out there. I gotta say that in so many ways, I am super disappointed. And I'll put myself at the very top of that list. I'm super disappointed that I've got myself in this position. I I can't tell you how many times I've rethought agreeing on certain levels to certain things. I just another point I got to say is MJF, ever since he got involved in anything that had to do with myself, has turned to absolute shit. I told him multiple times, you know, in the Cincinnati when we both got in the gutter, but I told him before that, I said, "Hey man, you're going to say what you want to say, and if you want to go in the gutter, I don't want to go there. It's not good for me. I don't believe it's good for you. I don't believe it's good for the product." He did that. He obviously took high offense to me wanting AEW Gold, and I won't get into all that mess, but yeah, I mean, you look, and when I really take a step back and look at all of it, there's not one talent that has been, and I won't say worked with, because I hadn't really worked with MJF. Have I been involved with it? Yeah, on a certain level. He always leaves everyone worse than when he started being associated on any level. I think he's toxic. I think he's selfish. I think he's got a boatload of talent, but I don't think he was good for my career on any level. I think he got me off on a wrong track on a couple of different avenues. I also think that I'm the one to blame. I've been around a long time. I think Sanjay gets kind of dialed into things, and I think he lost his way, and I think us as a group in a lot of ways lost his way, and I'm the veteran, and I should take more of a mindset on it, but we'll see where this thing goes. But listening to the wrong people is kind of the understatement of my 2025 AEW career. But Conrad, with that being said, as I learned a long time ago, you can turn things around and get back on track if given the opportunity. So that's kind of the mindset to get the right opportunity. I think it goes without saying Jay Lethal is an incredible talent. Satnam Singh is truly one in a billion. Oh, Queen got a little spicy, like she did last week on My World, our little post Dynamite special. I'd love to do that again. But Sanjay means well. We've got to figure things out. And if I am truly the kind of leader of the group and looking at my final contract, and there's a lot more to be revealed about all of that I prefer to things to stay. In a lot of ways, it's not for the public's consumption. It's not public business, but there's a lot that took place, and we'll just see how it kind of develops. I'll say that, but you know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. The MJF situation was a massive mistake on so many levels. That goes without saying, but. We'll see.
Conrad, hold on, before Karen's wound up, Connie. Hold on, Connie. What part of that is controversial or people don't understand?
That's what I'm asking. What is wrong with that?
Let's let Conrad answer. I want to hear this.
I don't know. I think some people get uncomfortable with the truth, Jeff.
So when you say some people, are there fans that are upset about your interview?
Well, I think Karen, you know, right now everybody's kind of confused. It was, gosh, I guess about a week ago today that the biggest movie star in the world told us that absolutely everything that happens on TV, every interview, every word, everything about the business is work. So I think people are wondering, is Jeff trying to work an angle with MJF, or is this the real Jeff Jarrett talking about the real Max? Is there heat? Are we going to see potatoes? Are you guys going to fight after school in the parking lot? Like, what's
Well,
this?
Look, 8-1, I'm not working with him. 2, look.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
Hold on. Let me finish. me and Max, whether it's in the hotel lobby, whatever. Come on, Conrad. Look at he's a kid. But with that being said, everything I said, what is not accurate? Most importantly, I'm the vet. I let it happen. When we would it goes up saying we all arrive at the building and you have this and that and all this kind of stuff. And I screamed one day at him. I screamed.
He's alive.
But I let it be known to a few different folks, dude, you don't want to go where you've gone with other people in the past. And that's what I refer to in the gutter. And he did. So like what I don't understand, there are no blurry lines here. Like what's the issue? Has my career gotten better? And I mean this. I'd want to leave some things left unsaid. Listening to the wrong people is kind of the statement out of all of this. And that's on me. I've listened to some wrong people, and I'm here to begin to take the steps correcting. And when Jay going out there tonight as a single, I don't think that's a step in the right direction. Satnam, he needs all the reps he can get, and he's truly a 1 in a billion. He had an ROH match. There's a lot of different moving parts. Sanjay was nowhere to be found. This is not where I want my career to be going. And to have kind of this tailwind BS, there is no Jeff storyline but Max.
King of Strong Style is with us here, Jeff, and he says you probably won't see Double J on AEW TV anymore after this. He says it's AEW. Everything is great, don't you know? AEW. You can't say anything bad about AEW. It's bad faith. He's told the truth, but it's AEW. You're not allowed to criticize AEW. Even Conrad knows that. What do you make of these comments?
But we're not criticizing. Jeff's not criticizing. He's literally talking about himself and his storyline and the mistakes that he's made and listening to the wrong people.
It's not story. It's my career. That's what I don't really get. But anyhow.
It's all together. It's all one thing.
I know.
Matthew Thomas is with us here live, Jeff, and he wants to know, why are you not on the show?
That's a good question. Ask Sanjay. Seriously, that is I would straight up ask Sanjay and see what kind of answer he would give you.
Jack says MJF is trash. No argument for me. Not a good dude, folks. SaveWithConrad.com.
Yeah, I'm Justin Ruffin from Knoxville, Tennessee. What got me to Save with Conrad was the 83 Weeks podcast. I really wasn't thinking about getting rid of any debt. I just wanted to cash out some equity in the house to do remodeling. But I did both, so that was pretty awesome. Worked out great. Redid the foyer, built pantry space, and there's little odds and ends when I first bought the house that I wanted to take care of, and we were able to take care of it. So, yeah, paid off 2 cars and some credit card debt, so probably all in all, get $30,000 in that. And then I got some $30,000 more equity out of the house, and still plenty of equity left over. So payment's good. I lowered my interest rate. I'm in a much better spot than I was. Super easy. Everybody was great. Very, very awesome people. Francis and Steve were great to work with. They're awesome. Made it for a very easy, seamless experience. I'd probably say all in all, probably $1,000 a month at least. I'm gonna lowered my interest rate, especially the way the interest rates are right now, which is, that's amazing. I'm Justin Bruckman from Knoxville, Tennessee. I saved over $1,000 with SaveWithConrad.com, and I did a lot of renovations with that money as well.
NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. SaveWithConrad.com.